When 74-year-old Carol finally decided to clear out her spare bedroom, she expected it to take a few hours. Instead, it took 4 days, and what she found wasn't just old furniture and dusty books. It was memories, her husband's fishing gear, old birthday cards from her kids, a box of clothes she hadn't worn in 20 years but couldn't let go of. When she finished, she sat down and whispered, "I feel 10 pounds lighter." At 70 or 80, clutter isn't just a mess, it's a mirror. It shows the life you've lived, the people you've loved, and the things you've survived. But when it starts to take up space, not just in your home, but in your mind, it becomes a quiet thief of peace. And here's something psychologists now agree on. Clutter doesn't just stress you out, it changes your brain. Researchers from Princeton University discovered that physical clutter competes for your attention, making it harder to focus, and even raising cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. For seniors, that can mean trouble sleeping, higher blood pressure, and less mental clarity. And beyond that, clutter can become dangerous tripping hazards, blocked air vents, hidden mold, or just the constant feeling that your home has more control over you than the other way around. But here's the truth. Decluttering after 70 isn't about throwing things away. It's about making space for what still matters. Because as your world gets quieter and your time more precious, you begin to realize peace doesn't live in things. It lives in space, light, and simplicity. So in this video, we'll talk about 5 specific things that simply don't belong in your home anymore after 70. Not because they're ugly or useless, but because they steal your energy, your safety, and your joy. And if you've ever opened a closet and sighed or looked around your home and thought, "I just want it to feel lighter," this message is for you. Before we begin, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Senior Ways, where we talk about living your golden years with grace, freedom, and wisdom. Now let's start with the first item that silently clutters not just your home, but your heart. The kind of clutter that doesn't take up much space, yet weighs you down the most. Thing number 1, old emotional items. When memories become burdens. 78-year-old Helen kept every card her late husband ever gave her. They filled a drawer, then a box, then a whole cabinet. "I thought letting go meant forgetting him," she said. But over time she realized the opposite was true. The more she held on to everything, the harder it became to remember the best things. Emotional clutter is the hardest kind to face because it hides behind love. But psychologists call this attachment fatigue, when keeping too many sentimental items causes sadness instead of comfort. It's not wrong to save meaningful memories, but when every object carries a story, you stop seeing the beauty in any of them. Helen finally decided to keep just 5 things that made her smile, not cry: a photo, a letter, a ring, a recipe, and the music box he'd given her when they first met. She placed them together on a small shelf by her bed. Now she said, "I remember him with warmth, not weight." That's the secret. Decluttering emotional items isn't letting go of people you love. It's letting go of the heaviness that keeps you from feeling them clearly. If you're holding on to too much of the past, choose one small corner to begin: a drawer, a box, a shelf. You'll be surprised how much space opens in both your home and your heart. Thing number 2, duplicate or unused items. The hidden weight of just in case. 76-year-old Robert once joked that he had enough coffee mugs for a small army. "Every time someone gave me one, I kept it," he said. "You never know, it might come in handy." But when his daughter helped him clean out the kitchen, they counted 27 mugs. "That's 26 I never use," he laughed. "But I couldn't explain why I still kept them." This is what psychologists call the just-in-case clutter trap. It's when we hold on to duplicates, old tools, or items we rarely touch because they make us feel safe, like we're prepared for anything. But as the years pass, that feeling of safety turns into quiet anxiety. Instead of helping you, those extras begin to overwhelm you. For seniors, this kind of clutter is exhausting because it multiplies decision fatigue: too many clothes, too many dishes, too many gadgets. Each item becomes a small what-if in your brain, adding noise to your peace. Robert decided to keep only what he loved using: 2 mugs, his favorite screwdriver, 1 winter coat instead of 4. "Every time I open a drawer now," he said, "I feel like I can breathe again." Decluttering duplicates doesn't mean depriving yourself. It means trusting that you already have enough. Because peace doesn't come from having more things, it comes from having just enough to live simply and beautifully. So open one drawer this week and ask yourself, do I use this, or am I just keeping it out of habit? You'll be amazed how light your home and your heart begins to feel. Thing number 3, old medications, expired products, and unsafe supplies. 81-year-old Dorothy learned this lesson one afternoon when she accidentally took an expired pain pill. Within hours, she felt dizzy and nauseous. Her doctor explained that expired medications can change chemically over time, losing their strength or even becoming toxic. This is one of the most important decluttering steps for anyone over 70. Old medications, outdated supplements, expired ointments, or forgotten cleaning chemicals quietly build up in drawers and cabinets. They might seem harmless, but they can pose serious health risks, especially if vision or memory isn't as sharp as before. Pharmacists warn that after expiration, certain drugs like antibiotics, heart medications, and insulin can become unstable. Others simply stop working, leaving you unprotected when you need the most. And cleaning products stored for years can leak or mix, releasing fumes that irritate the lungs. Dorothy's daughter helped her set up a simple system, one small basket for current medications, labeled with bright stickers, and a separate bag for anything expired to take back to the pharmacy for safe disposal. Now Dorothy says, it's so much easier, I don't have to guess or worry anymore. If you're decluttering your home, your medicine cabinet is one of the most powerful places to start. It's not just about space, it's about safety. And the peace that comes from knowing exactly what you're taking is priceless. Decluttering isn't just cleaning, it's an act of protection. You're not just tidying your home, you're caring for your future self. Thing number 4, outdated papers, mail and hidden to-do piles. 80-year-old Leonard once told me, every time I walked past my kitchen counter, I felt tired and I couldn't figure out why. When his daughter visited, she pointed to a tower of envelopes, receipts, old bills and magazines that had quietly built up over the years. Dad, she said gently, that pile isn't just paper. It's stress in disguise. She was right. Stacks of paper clutter are one of the most common and invisible forms of tension in a senior's home. Each envelope carries a small mental whisper, I should read that. I should sort that later. I might need that someday. But as weeks turn into months, that pile becomes a physical reminder of unfinished business, and the mind never truly rests. Psychologists call it open-loop stress. When small, unresolved tasks remain visible, the brain keeps them active in memory, creating constant background noise. For seniors, that can increase forgetfulness, fatigue, and even anxiety. Leonard finally sat down one Sunday afternoon and started sorting 1 inch at a time. He kept important medical papers in a labeled folder, recycled old magazines, and shredded expired bills. By the time I finished, he said it felt like my brain had room to breathe again. You don't need to organize your entire house in one day. Start with one pile, one drawer, or even one letter. If it doesn't serve your life today, it's simply paper, not purpose. When you clear it, you aren't just cleaning a counter, you're uncluttering your peace of mind. Thing number 5, excess furniture and decor that block light and movement. When 79-year-old Maria fell in her living room, it wasn't because she was weak, it was because her house had too much in it. I had 3 coffee tables, 2 armchairs, and plants everywhere, she said. It looked cozy, but it wasn't safe. As we age, space becomes more precious than objects. Every extra piece of furniture, rug, or decoration that narrows your path adds risk not just of tripping, but of feeling closed in. Experts from the National Institute on Aging report that over 1/3 of home accidents for older adults are caused by cluttered walkways or poorly arranged furniture. But beyond safety, visual clutter also affects the mind. Too many objects, even beautiful ones, compete for your attention, making rooms feel smaller, darker, and less restful. Maria decided to let go of half her furniture. She donated her extra chairs, removed heavy drapes, and placed her favorite armchair near the window. Now, when the sun hits my floor, she said, it feels like my home is smiling again. The truth is, beauty grows in space. Light air and ease, those are the real luxuries of later life. After 70, your home should work for you, not the other way around. If a piece of furniture no longer adds comfort, safety, or joy, it's simply taking up space your peace could live in instead. Start small, move one chair, open one curtain. You'll be amazed at how quickly the energy of your home and your heart begins to shift. Final thoughts. Let's take a quiet moment to breathe and look back at what we've discovered together today. First, we talked about emotional clutter, those old letters, gifts, and keepsakes that once brought comfort, but now weigh heavy on the heart. Letting go doesn't erase the memories. It frees them to shine more clearly. Then we looked at duplicate and unused items, the just-in-case clutter that fills drawers and shelves. Keeping less isn't a loss. It's learning to trust that you already have enough. We learned about old medications and expired products, the silent safety hazards hiding behind bathroom doors and cabinets. Clearing them isn't cleaning, it's protecting your health and peace of mind. Next came paper clutter, the old mail and documents that quietly whisper, "Deal with me later." Sorting them brings relief, not just to your space, but to your thoughts. And finally, we faced excess furniture and decor, the physical clutter that steals light, movement, and calm. When your home breathes, you breathe too. These 5 categories aren't just about tidiness, they're about transformation. They're how you turn your home from a storage space into a sanctuary. Every piece you release makes more room for clarity, safety, and joy, not only for you, but for anyone who steps into your world. Because peace isn't found in having everything, it's found in loving what's left. If this message touched your heart today, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Senior Ways, and share it with someone who deserves a little more peace in their home. And before you go, I want you to do something gentle for yourself. Walk through your home tonight. Don't look for what's wrong. Look for what feels heavy. Maybe it's a drawer that won't close, a shelf too full to see what's on it, or a box that you always walk past but never open. Touch it, breathe, and ask yourself, do I still need this to feel like me? If the answer is no, thank it and let it go. Because when you release the weight of things, you make room for the light of life to move again. Your 70s, 80s, and beyond aren't about holding on. They're about living lightly, surrounded by space, peace, and meaning. As 82-year-old Carol said after clearing her home, "I didn't lose anything. I just made space for myself again." From all of us at Senior Ways, thank you for being here, for growing, for letting go, and for continuing to live with grace. Your home deserves peace, and so do you.